Yeah. Still happy Thursday. It's about 2 o'clock, getting close to that. So, I soon got to go change so I can go get my babies. I have my goulash simmering on the stove. I have my noodles cooked. Not putting them in yet. I just decided I was going to come out for just a minute and take a little walk. It's 69 degrees thereabout. It is cloudy looking that way, kind of blue sky that way. Whichever, there's a sun trying to come through, so whichever way you want to be, if you want to be dreary, cloudy looking, or if you want to be kind of sunshine, clear sky a little bit, blue sky. I don't know. It's Alabama weather, y'all. We are expecting, I believe, some rain. The road actually looks wet in spots, like it has rained some at some point. I don't know when. It's nice out here. There's a little bit of a breeze. You can see the flag blowing. Looks like it needs to be straightened out. It's kind of hung up or something, so at some point it must have really been whipping the wind. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's kind of hung up. But, yeah, I just thought it's kind of nice before I go get the kids, I would come out, take a little walk, bring y'all with me. I pick up my phone, I get on Facebook to go look at my comments, to go to my notifications, but then there's always something on my feed that catches my eye and I watch it. Yeah, the flag is hung up, y'all. Mike's gonna need to pull it down and fix it. I don't know how that happened. Do y'all see? Can y'all see it? I don't know what happened. I mean, the wind must have really gotten bad at some point to have made it do that. But can you see? It's hung there. Something has happened. But still, you can see the wind is blowing. Oh no, it looks like it's torn. Oh y'all, it tore. Can you see that? It's torn right there where it's hung up on the top. We gotta get another new one. That one's fairly new. We haven't had it long. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Things come up when I get on Facebook. Things come up on my feed, and I watch it. And then sometimes that makes me, it triggers something, a memory, or something to me. So, our daughter, Amy, is 27. She turned 27 in June. She's adopted. Not something I like to talk about. It's not something that she likes to hear. Not something she likes to talk about. She's never really considered herself adopted. So, when we told her when she was 5 years old, she's never wanted to hear about it again, y'all. So, but anyway, when we were going through the infertility process, we went through years, okay? Started out with my OBGYN. I had endometriosis, so I started I forget the name of the pill, the medicine, the fertility pill to try to help you get pregnant. After 3 months of doing that and nothing happened, he referred us to Birmingham to the infertility doctor, okay? So from there, we started doing, I forget what they're called now, I forget what they're called. And it's basically where they just, and I don't even know, this is kind of hard to do now. Where I get inseminated. And then we did that, I don't know how many times. Never worked, okay? Then we went on next step, IVF. Our insurance didn't cover it. We were double covered. We had great insurance, Blue Cross of Alabama, but no, didn't cover it, any of it. We came up with the money to do an IVF, okay? No viable embryos, okay? None. Next time we had, I think, 2 viable, but when you say viable, there's like certain stages or numbers, I can't remember, y'all, about whether they're really good or not so good, but they were good enough to implant. Well, I couldn't, I rejected them. So then we did more testing, and they found out that I forget what all it was that I had that was making me do that. One thing was I had to go see a nutritionist because I was like 97 pounds starting out this, and they said that I needed to weigh more, okay? So we did everything. I started seeing a nutritionist, started gaining a little weight and everything, and anyway, going through all this, we were also on an adoption list with Catholic Family Services. Now, we're not Catholic, and I cannot remember how it came about that we came to be on the Catholic Family Services, but there's a Catholic church, and my stepmother went there, and our neighbors at that time went there, and there's a school, a Catholic school there, private school, but we would go there to see a counselor, Mike and I think it was like 2 days a week. After work, we would go and see him, okay? Now this was for us to be able to adopt through them. And we had to do our portfolio, our adoption book, which was, there was a questionnaire that Mike had to fill out talking about me and different things, and then there was one I had to fill out. We had so many letters from family, so many letters from our bosses, our co-workers or friends. We had pictures. We had to have some professional pictures done, which Mike's cousin's husband did them for us, because, and then as it ends up, they have a son and a daughter, and their daughter's name is Amy, and we ended up naming our daughter after Amy. But anyway, because I was having to go through so many shots. But when we were doing on the infertility trail, okay, we would have to be taken off the adoption list, okay, and start back at the bottom. So I was having to go through so many shots, you know, in the morning and night. Mike gave me the shots. They taught him how to do it. They had an orange and a needle in the doctor's office at the infertility clinic, and had him do it on the orange, and then they had him do it on me. So, but like one day, me and my mother-in-law and her sister, and then her sister's daughter, the four of us went to Boaz, Alabama, to the shopping outlets. And we went in my in-law's old van. My mother-in-law was driving, and Mike's cousin Jackie, she was a nurse, and I had to have a shot at a certain time. So we were driving down the road, and we're in the back of the van, and she's, you know, we're bumping along down the road, and she gives me my shots, you know. That's just part of what I was wanting to tell you. But then we go back, you know, when it doesn't work, we start back with the counseling and everything. We're back on the adoption list and all. And the Catholic Family Services has fostering, okay? They have foster families. So I had asked his name, Dr. Cook, about us becoming foster parents, and he said no. And there's reasons for that. Some other things that had taken place as far as adoption and all that I can't go into. I don't want to go into. But so anyway, we, you know, went through all that and the counseling, and what happens, like with your adoption portfolio, when someone comes to them that's pregnant and wants to put their baby up for adoption, they give them 2 or 3 portfolios to look at, and they let that birth mother choose which couple she wants to allow her child to be adopted by. It can be an open adoption, half closed, or completely closed, ever how you and the birth mother decide you want it. And Mike and I were open for an open adoption. And then Mike had to have knee surgery, and he was off. It was there at the beginning of June, and he was at home, and Dr. Cook called, and he said, y'all's daughter was born last night. Now, he wanted us to wait 5 days, because if we took her straight home from the hospital when she was the birth mother could change her mind during that 5 days and take her back. And he did not want that to happen to us. Okay? So, a doctor, an anesthesiologist, that had just been the anesthesiologist that did Mike's knee surgery, okay, here at the surgical center. He and his wife and children live in Birmingham, and they were fosters for the Catholic Family Services. But what they did was they were the ones that would take the babies home from the hospital, keep them that 5 days. Then we went to their house to pick her up and brought her home, okay? But it was funny because that doctor had just been the anesthesiologist for Mike's surgery, and we had just met him. No idea that he and his family was going to be keeping our child for the first 5 days of her life. Anyway, I would talk with the mother, the doctor's wife that had Amy, and they asked what her name was and everything, and they started calling her that, and I would talk with her during those 5 days. Mike and I would talk with them, rather. They even took her on a trip to Tennessee for a volleyball tournament. And then it's funny, because years later, when Amy was playing travel volleyball, and we would go to Tennessee for a volleyball tournament. I don't know, it's just kind of some ironic. And anyway, there's more I could go on and tell, but I need to get off of here and go get dressed and go get my 2 babies, my 2 precious grandbabies. Okay? Y'all, I can feel free to kind of talk about that on here, because no one in my family, none of my friends or anything follow my page. They don't even know about it, okay? When I started this page, I did a completely different page away from my private page, because I didn't want anyone to know that I was doing it, because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So, right now, Amy and Adam know, but they don't watch, okay? They don't watch it. Mike knows, but he doesn't want anything to do with it. He'll do whatever I need him to do, if anything, but he's not going to be on it, okay? Now, my mother-in-law, she's on here. She follows me. She watches, but that's okay. That was her that just went by blowing. Anyway, okay, y'all, I've got to go so I can go get my babies. I'll try to get this posted soon, though. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And hopefully I can remember to tell Mike about the flag, because that's kind of bothering me. Okay, y'all. See y'all back in a little while. Love y'all. Bye.